Welcome to our clinic. I'm Dr. Schatzko, and today hopefully we're going to talk about the two mistakes that a lot of guys make when trying to choose a doctor for ED. We understand the confusion and the issues a lot of guys can have with ED. You may be wondering, why me? Did I do something wrong? Is there an underlying issue going on? And also there's a lot of potential, embarrassment for some guys to be able to say, well, I have to go talk to my spouse or my significant other. Should I say something? Or should I go talk to my doctor? There's a lot of confusion about it. And there's constant advertisements for ED pills, chewables, all these things you've heard about. A lot of guys don't really know that those actually don't fix anything, and guys get worse over time as they take them. So we want to give you a little bit of information on that, if that's a decision you're thinking about. Also, there's a lot of different sound wave or shock wave therapy advertisements you've probably seen. And you're probably wondering what's the difference between like our clinic and Gainswave versus some of the other generic shockwave clinics that are around. So we're hoping to give you just information from this so that you can make your own informed decisions, and then you can decide which clinic or doctor you feel is the right place for you. So let's get started. So one of the main questions that guys will ask us is, what's the difference between Gainswave versus traditional medical care like pills or chewables? And you've probably heard a bunch about them on radio and TV about chew this and take this pill. Well, there's one really big issue for a lot of guys is side effects. There is no known side effects for Gainswave. It's very safe, very effective. In research, it's proven to help over 75% success rate. In our clinic, we've noticed it to be over 85% success rate. With the pills, there's a lot of side effects that guys can have. Headaches, sinus issues, congestion, flushing, and really just a lot of guys will say to us that they just don't feel good taking the medications. So a lot of guys that come into our clinic are looking for an alternative because they just don't like the way that they feel with that. And the biggest factor is that, most guys don't understand that those pills or chewables don't actually fix anything. They're not addressing or trying to fix the root cause of the problem. And that's a really important thing to understand, because even Mayo Clinic says that after 5 years, most guys that were taking the pills don't work anymore. And that's because the underlying damage or the blood vessel and blood flow problem that's causing the ED, it doesn't get addressed by the pills. So the pills are really just masking the care. And that's something you really want to think about. Obviously, it's really easy to go get an online chewable prescription, but you really got to think about what's that, what position am I going to be in 3, 4, 5, or 6 years down the road? And then a lot of guys that come to us, some of them can be at the point where they're in really rough shape because they let the underlying damage get worse and they just masked it with some pills. And in our treatment, it's been proven in research to be one of the only things that's actually regenerative. So it's been proven it can actually help stimulate the blood vessels to regrow and also break up microplaquing in the area. So essentially your body will be stimulated, it goes in and it'll help grow or stimulate growth factors which help your body regrow blood vessels and more blood flow. So for our treatment, it actually tries to regenerate the underlying cause of the problem. So with a lot of our guys, they get long-term results. So let's dive into the difference between Gainswave and the other generic shockwave clinics in the area. All right, so if you're looking at this type of a therapy, you've probably seen different newspaper ads or radio ads, or you've been searching online and you've heard about Gainswave, but you also heard about a couple other different clinics around. And there's some really important things you need to understand about what our office offers versus some other ones, and hopefully we can help kind of find which office would be the best fit for you. So one difference between our office and Gainswave and the other clinics around is that ours is a certified doctor network. So we have over 300 clinics that are all licensed and part of Gainswave, so that we all do the same procedures, the protocols, the pricing, it's all the same. Over 60 of the clinics are urologist-owned clinics only. Some of the other clinics around our area, they're kind of by themselves. They're not part of the network. It's just they're doing their own thing. Also, Gainswave owns the patent on shockwave and sound wave therapy for erectile dysfunction. So we actually have standardized equipment, standardized protocols, and it's all a patented treatment. And the other clinics, they don't have that. So you got to keep that in mind. Also, other clinics will charge between $150 to $200 for a new patient appointment just to come in and sit and talk with their staff or their doctors. In our clinic, it's free. We don't charge anything for that. There's no charge for you to come in and sit and talk for 15 or 20 minutes about whether we can accept you or not. So that's a big thing to think about. Also, location. We are located off of 394 and 169, about a block off the highway. One thing that's great about our clinic is it's really easy to get to. Some of the other clinics where they're located, whether it's by downtown or the airport, you have to kind of keep that in consideration based on where you live. Also, you don't have to deal with parking ramps here either. We just have a bunch of free parking right in front of our building. It's very easy. You just park, walk right in. There's no issues at all. Also, our clinic offers a bunch of different treatments. So we don't just do the ED treatment. We also have traditional chiropractic care, rehab. We have our medical doctor, Dr. Huber. He's a DO. He's board certified in internal medicine. He does hormone replacement therapy and testosterone replacement, which is really important. Not a lot of other clinics, the other Shockwave ones, offer that. And a lot of guys who have ED issues may need testosterone or hormone replacement too. So Dr. Huber can also do that. We also offer regenerative medicine in our clinic too, which other clinics don't offer. And then as far as privacy, that's really important for a lot of guys too. Since our clinic is not only an ED clinic, and we treat all sorts of different conditions and people, and we have males and females and patients. When you come into our clinic, nobody really knows what anybody's in there for. They don't know if you're in for, a knee pain or back pain, or if you're going for ED treatment. Some of the other clinics where all they do is ED treatment, well, if privacy is important, if you go in their office and there's a bunch of other guys sitting around there, you kind of know that everybody has the same problem. So if that's something that's important to you, you may want to think about it. If not, nothing you have to worry about. One thing too that is very kind of upfront for our office is our fees. We're very upfront with what our fees cost. So if you call in and you ask how much does a treatment cost, we'll tell you right over the phone. If you call other clinics and they tell you that they can't tell you what the cost of care is, you may want to be a little bit concerned. Obviously, I agree. They can't tell you if they can accept you as a patient, and we can't either over the phone. But the cost of their treatment should be the same, so they should have no problem just saying, "Hey, a treatment costs this much." So if they're not willing to tell you over the phone, I would be a little suspect of that office potentially. Also in our clinic, there is zero sales, zero pressure for sales in our clinic. In some other clinics, we've heard that they say it feels like it's very salesy. When you come into our clinic, you just sit down and talk with the doctor. You don't talk with anybody else. There's no staff, no salesperson they have. You just sit down and talk with the doctor. Also, our clinic, we don't require you to purchase a bunch of care up front. Some of the other clinics, you have to purchase, thousands and thousands of dollars before you ever start care. You don't have to do that in our clinic. Most of our patients just pay as they go. It's as simple as that. So what I recommend you do, if you're ready to get started, give our office a call. We'd love to get you set up with an appointment to speak with me or Dr. Huber. And then essentially, if you want more information, keep reading down the page. We also have a video at the bottom that you get to kind of hear from Dr. Huber too and learn a little bit more about him. And we'd love to help you. So have a great day.